gonna drag to that left foot. All right, keeping our pressure on the head.
I don't even know.
All right, well, you got it. Let's go.
And I'm pulling him down the line.
What's going on, guys? Coach Derek here, back with another video, and not just any video, a super special video, because we're at the Kougar Youth Klash. That's right, we got 22 guys all competing for their opportunity to win the prize, which is a String King Mark IIF, and win some bragging rights. So with that being said, we got technique work, we got live reps, and you guys better stay along for the ride. Let's go. Welcome everybody to the second annual Kougar Youth Klash. I hope you guys are as stoked as I am to get it going. We're gonna go over a lot of technique work in this first hour, and then of course end with our signature competition tournament for that second hour. Real quick, we'll do introductions, and then we'll just get into a quick dynamic led by Coach Kyle. Starting off with me, most of you guys know, my name is Coach Derek Iannone from North Shore, Massachusetts, played at Endicott College, and then I went on to coach at the Division II level at St. Anselm College, and I've been coaching face-offs with Face-Off Factory for the past 8 years. So for those of you who haven't met me before, safe to say I know a thing or two about face-offs. With that being said, I'll have the other coaches introduce themselves, then we'll get into it.
What's going on, guys? My name's Coach Aaron. I currently play at the Division III level at the University of St. Joseph's in Connecticut. I've been coaching with Face-Off Factory for the last 3 years. I've been a part of Face-Off Factory for the better of like 5-6 years. Yeah, from New York, and I'm super stoked to be here with you guys.
Hello guys, I'm Coach Kyle. Been coaching for Face-Off Factory, I believe it's 10 years. It's a very long time. I went to Mount Ida College and Merrimack College and both played lacrosse there. Also a strength conditioning coach at Roxbury Latin, and I coach the Face-Off guys there.
I'm Nate. I go to Groton School, high school. I play club for Massachusetts. I've been training with Face-Off Factory since I was really little.
Fun fact, his dad's a chiropractor. That's a fun fact, I got you. With that being said, I'm just gonna give you guys one piece of advice, and that is be a sponge, right? We're gonna go over a lot of technique work, so make sure you soak everything up and kind of implement it for your game. So it's gonna be technique heavy for that first hour. When we get into the reps portion, that's where we want you guys to try and translate what you learned through technique to the live reps that you're gonna be going against everybody here. It's gonna also be the seeding for the tournament, so take it pretty seriously, but put that game face on for when it gets tournament time, okay? With that being said, I need everybody along this wall, all right? One straight line. Kyle's gonna get you into a warm-up. Here we go.
Take your time with these.
We're gonna start with ball chops. It's gonna be down, set, whistle, chop, second whistle, stop. Ready, down, set. That whistle, clamping over that ball, right hand only, down. Good, next, we're gonna go left hand only. Same thing, down set whistle, clamping with that left hand, down. Down. All right, boys, you guys ready to get into some technique work? Each one of us coaches is gonna go over different aspects of the face-off. We're gonna be starting with hand speed, then we'll move into first move, exits, and then end with counters. So, with that being said, Coach Nate Cooper, take it away with some hand speed drills. Here we go.
We're gonna do 3 hand speed drills. I think to start, let's just do ball hops on your own with your right hand, starting so you tap, come back, place, tap, place, tap, place, tap, place, tap, and you can get it going really fast. And then we'll do the same with your left hand. Place, tap, place, tap. Same thing, you can get it going. And you can be on your knee, you can be in your stance, it doesn't really matter for this first one. Our next one's gonna be the 3-ball box drill. Follow the leader. So I have all the 3 balls at 3 corners of a box, and then I'm going here, and I'm just following the leader going to where the last ball came from, like this. So you're just following the last ball, and then you'll do that left hand as well. Do is partner ball drops. I'm putting the balls at his eye level and he's putting both of his hands on top of my hands, and then I can either drop one ball left, right, or either. So we'll try again. Like that.
And if he drops it,
we switch. Say Drew dropped it, then I would go.
And we're alternating, all right? A lot of those initial drills are related to our hand-eye coordination, and your hand-eye coordination is directly correlated to your hand speed. So if you can work on that, like all that stuff is stuff you can do on your own to help improve your hand speed. And then that last drill that Nate ended with kind of combines the hand-eye coordination with your reaction time, which is you reacting to the whistle. Kyle is gonna get into some first move work, all right? Take it away, Kyle.
All right, guys, everyone can see me? All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna line the ball at the top of the scoop, not at the center of the head or the throat. So what we're gonna do, the ball's at the top of the scoop, we're gonna focus going down that line. At the same time, getting our top edge down and moving both our right and left hand towards that ball and getting that ball right in the throat, right? A lot of times we see guys, when they line up, they'll just focus snapping down and getting that ball into the weak part of the stick where an opponent can easily peel them off, or if you were able to pinch, you'll leave the ball behind. So this develops a habit of getting it down, moving your hand straight towards down that line and getting that ball into the throat. Everyone understand that? So make sure you have a nice bend in your elbows and you're turning your wrist and your fingers down towards the tip. Some guys that like to clamp with their left hand a little bit high, or we could keep it low. I'll give you guys that option. Sometimes keeping it low is nice so you protect yourself from being countered. Sometimes lifting that left hand up a little bit helps you get your top edge over that ball a little bit more. You guys have those two options to play with your left hand. You guys can come in if you want a closer look. Aaron's gonna give me like moderate pressure, half clamping the ball. You can either half clamp half of the ball or at least like a quarter of the ball. Help your partner out with the clamp. So we're gonna just line up normally. We don't have to line up at the top of the scoop. Line up right at the center of the head. So when we hear that whistle, down, sit, whistle, I'm getting my right hand down into the ball, into the throat. If I don't have enough of it, the right hand's gonna constantly keep pushing into the ball, and you should be heavy with that hand while you're bringing your left hand forward. And if you don't have enough of the ball, you could drop your feet back, set your feet, punch your left hand even more. Once you get that ball out, ball fully clamped, then you can pop and drag it out.
Real quick, what's one thing you guys are noticing Kyle's doing a great job of when finishing through with his clamp? Biggest thing is he's keeping his chest low, right? He's a pretty tall dude. He's doing a great job staying low and transferring that pressure over the ball. If we stand up, what are we bringing away from the ball? Our hands, right? Wherever your chest goes, your hands will follow. So make sure we stay low when finishing through our clamp, and that's gonna help maximize that right hand pressure to secure the ball in the back of your stick.
All right, we'll find a partner, and we'll do, let's switch every 3 reps. Nice job. What I could say is try to think of aiming your top edge right in between the crack or under his shooter, right where the ball and the top edge meet. Like aim for this spot. You see that? Yeah. Yeah, try to aim for that. Good. When your leg's this far, when you clamp, your hips go down. What happens when your hip comes down? Your chest comes up. Right, so try to keep your hip higher and your chest low. Nice, Luke. Nice, Ryan.
Bring it up. Come on the hop, on the hop, on the hop. I know we're with our friends, but that's okay. We can also learn. Next, do we have any questions about our clamp? No? All right, good. Good job, Coach Kyle. After we secure the clamp, what do we have to do with the ball? Exit, okay? So we're gonna go over exits. This is an exit progression drill that I've been doing with a lot of guys the past couple of days. It overemphasizes that drag aspect. Since a lot of you younger guys are still struggling with pinching that head, this is just gonna help you that much more, making sure we maintain our right hand pressure all the way through our exit. So there's gonna be 3 progressions in this drill. I'll talk you guys through it, but I'm gonna show you all 3 progressions right now. The first, we're starting with that ball clamped in our throat. It's gonna be down, set, whistle. We're gonna pinch, and then we're gonna reset. Down, set, whistle, pinch. Down, set, whistle, pinch. All right, we're gonna do a handful of those. The next progression is gonna be 2 whistles. Down, set, pinch, and then we're gonna drag to that left foot. All right, keeping our pressure on the head. We're gonna do a handful of those reps. Then the last progression, we're gonna line up normally. There's actually gonna be 4 whistles. Down, set, whistle, clamp. Second whistle, pinch. Third whistle, we're gonna drag to our left foot. Once we get here, there's gonna be a pause, and then I'm gonna blow that 4th whistle, and we're popping it out the front. Each progression, I'll talk you guys through it. We're gonna start with that pinch progression, okay? We're gonna go through this progression twice. It'll be super quick, but it's super beneficial, especially for you younger guys, finishing through your pressure, then getting to your exit. So Aaron's gonna give me a half clamp with about 50% pressure. It's gonna be one whistle, down set whistle. I'm clamping through that pressure to secure my pinch, and then I'm gonna exit forward. That's gonna be 1 rep. We're doing 3 reps total, so for the next one, down set whistle, we're gonna clamp through, and then we're gonna make that defensive exit. And then the third progression is gonna be down set whistle, we're getting through, and then we're making that right pop. So 3 progressions, okay, we're going forward, defensive, right pop, then we'll switch, who's exiting, and then we'll switch back. So we're gonna go through it twice, all right, and then we'll get into counter work. Sound good?
Real quick, just a brief callback to what Coach Derek mentioned before, right? When we're doing these exits, make sure to keep that right hand pressure on the whole time, right? Don't bring your chest up. When you bring your chest up, you bring your hands up. When you bring your hands up, you lose the ball easier, right? Control that ball for each and every one of these exits, all right, guys?
Nice.
How do I like do a defensive exit?
So what I like to do is, I like to, when I pinch, step that right foot right to the right of my head, and then I drop over my left shoulder, and I'm pivoting here, and that's what makes it like the most seamless. Now step, drop. There it is. Nice and seamless. You guys are looking pretty good exiting with that ball. Clean exits to yourself. I like it. Now, Coach Aaron is going to, he's going to go over counters, all right?
Probably the 2 most popular counters we end up seeing nowadays are the rake and the shovel. Real quick, there's a few different ways to do the rake, to handle the rake, right? I'll show you my favorite way last. What I see some guys starting to do a lot of now is they'll keep their hand relatively neutral, their right hand relatively neutral, and their left hand actually they kind of overcock it, and then when the whistle blows, they come flat with the left hand and then around to try to hide that backhand. So that's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it, keep both hands relatively neutral, but kind of over with the left and a little bit back or a little bit over with the right as well. This kind of gives away that you're about to rake, but keep that stick right in the tips of your fingers, and right as the whistle blows, right, you just grip the stick and you rip through your opponent's head, right? Those are kind of like the few different ways that you can maneuver your hands with the rake, right? It's all really just about whatever you're most comfortable with doing and what you find works best for you. The second thing, shovels, right? If Coach Derek can come and be our little test dummy for today. So Derek's gonna clamp the ball, right? The biggest thing with the shovel is where you're dragging your opponent's pressure, right? If Derek is completely over the ball, he smokes me to the ball, and his body's coming this way, all I'm gonna do is get my glove right to the base of where his glove and his stick are, and I'm pulling him down the line, right? He falls on his face, the ball's right in front of me, right? Another thing you can do, this is another method for the shovel as well. Coach Derek's down, absolutely smokes me to the ball again. If I wanna keep him from going forward or trying to exit at all, what I'll do is I'll get my hands here, and then I'll bring my body around, and I'll put my shoulder right into his chest and completely get him off the ball, right? So those are kind of the 2 different ways you can go about the shovel, and just some ways you can go about with the rake. What we're gonna do for our drill is you and your partner are gonna line up. You are gonna say down and set. So the person saying down and set is the person who's gonna counter. Your partner is going to clamp. Your partner is gonna end up saying go, right? So it's gonna look like this: down, set.
And then he goes and executes it.
All right, everybody grab a partner. Perfect, perfect.
Can you rake too?
Yeah, you can rake too.
Facets of the game that we went over for face-offs. What are the 4 things? What did we go over?
Exits, counters, the action time.
Hand speed, yep.
Yeah. And,
What's the last one?
Yeah.
What's the 4th thing? Clamps, right? You knew that. You were just looking for the word. Good stuff. So those are just 4 aspects of the face-off. There's a handful more, but we'll be coaching you guys up through everything as we get into live reps. So we're getting into the seating round. How the seating is going to work, for those of you who haven't been to face-off factory sessions before, we're going to go best of 3. All right, we're going to have a nice U here. Okay, so it's going to be a horseshoe along the outsides, the perimeter of the facility, and we're going to go 3 reps, and then we're going to rotate. If you you win the best of 3, that is 1 point. So if I win 2 out of 3, how many points do I have? 1. Okay, see, that's why I did that. If I win 1 rep out of the 3, how many points do I have? 0. See, you're catching on. So I want you guys to keep track of your points. Afterwards, that will be how we get our matchups for the tournament, okay? And I'll talk you guys through the tournament as well. All right, here we go. Everybody grab partner, grab ball. Let's get on this perimeter, create that horseshoe. Here we go.
My exits are like my forward exits, like today, and I had a game, and they would always be on the floor. Is that because I'm not dragging it?
Exactly, right? We just worked on that drag, so make sure you're really focused on dragging those hands. Set! Good counter, good exit. Oh, what was that?
I don't even know.
All right, well, you got it. Let's go. Oh, good rake. 20. Let's go. Ooh, good idea. When you're raking, get that flat line a little bit more, okay? That's gonna help you make better contact with the ball getting it out. All right. He had a good clamp, right? Hey, focus on that top edge, snapping over the ball, okay? Oh! Get that out, right? Keep your feet set. Good job. Good job, Wyatt. Good pressure. Ball's out. Good counter.
Oh, my bad.
That was quick. Oh! Oh, you good? Oh! Why did he win that instead of you? Do you know what you did wrong?
Not really.
So when you clamped, not only did you lift with that left hand too soon, you punched forward. So when you were clamping the ball, you were basically, you were here first and then you pushed it into his stick, okay? Focus on keeping that left hand low, getting through, and once it gets to the throat, that's where we can lift and use that left hand, okay?
When I get a piece like and just get out, I don't know what's the best way to get it out.
Stab more in and down with that right hand, and you want to lift that left hand a little bit more, okay? Yes, Nico! Stay on it. Where's the fire? Where's the fire? You don't know where the ball is? Guess what? You hit the first person you see. Stay on him, Garner. Ooh. Good try. Stay low, right? You lifted your chest when you went to counter. That's why the counter didn't connect where you wanted it to. If you stay low, you can get that glove to glove way easier and less room for error when you're throwing the counter coming up on his hands. Good rake, damn. Yeah, that was good. There you go, good. Hey, both of you, big mistake both of you are doing. We're here, when we're clamping, boom, we're both throwing out.
Yeah, I always.
Okay? Really try to focus on that left hand control, snapping down. One thing I do that helps keep that neutral, think of bringing your left hand towards you actually. And then when you actually clamp, it'll end up neutral, both hands into the ground, okay? Think about bringing that left hand towards you. The way this is gonna work for the tournament, we got double elimination and we got each grade. We're gonna go 7th and 8th graders, 5th and 6th graders, and since we only have 2 4th graders, they're gonna go with the 5th and 6th. However, there's gonna be a winner for each grade. We're gonna go.
He deadlifted like 500.
Okay. Ball's out! Alright, so you're in the... Ball's out! Play the ball! Play the ball! Watch the push! There's only 2 of them. Oh! Ball didn't come out in one step. Set! Pull it out! Ball's out! Possession! Set! Pull it up! Ball's out! Get that! Get that! Get out of the way. No. Kyle. That's a loose ball, push. Have each other up.
Who won?
Earlier. Ball's out. 2. Good job. Ball's out. Oh. Ball's out. 1-1. Dude, it hit the net. What did I say? Bro, if he's lining that up defensive, that's going to his winger. Oh! Why are you falling on your feet? Good job, you two. One nothing. Reface. All right, bring it up, boys, bring it up. Great session. First and foremost, make sure each and every one of you go and thank your parents. You guys would not be here without them. It's definitely something that you should be grateful for. The next thing is every single one of you got better. At the end of the day, we're looking to compete, right? Come out on top. If you didn't come out on top, if that doesn't add fuel to the fire, maybe you should find a different sport. That just means you need to continue to strive for greatness. Practice day in, day out. The glass is half full, not half empty when we lose. We take our losses, we learn from them, and we just know we need to work that much harder moving forward. So no one should be upset. In sports, there's always a winner, there's always a loser. That's the beauty of sports. With that being said, thank you all again. And then let's get a quick group photo, and then you guys are good to go.